Hey everybody, welcome to Tech Tips. I am your host Kurt Warner, and today we are talking about 3D printers. Now, working in education, you're going to see 3D printers everywhere. We had not gotten one yet, so I talked to a lot of my colleagues around the area and talked to them about what they liked about 3D printers, and they actually suggested one to me. It is the Lulzbot Taz 6. So, here is what you're going to see when you open the box for the Lulzbot Taz 6. You see where it says start here? That's where you should start. I'm sure if you're like me, that's not where you start. That packet goes on the ground and then you start ripping everything out of the box. Well, that's very important because it tells you how to take the styrofoam off of the printer and how to put everything, how to unpackage everything. And I can tell you that after doing it my way, it would have been much easier to do it that way because it would have made assembly that much more simple. There's certain ways you got to take out the styrofoam and everything, and once you do that, assembly's not too bad. You're going to probably hook up 3 or 4 wiring harnesses. They're simple click wiring harnesses. They have arrows that tell you where they're going to go. A couple of thumb screws. Other than that, it snapped together and it was pretty much ready to go. All right. So now we're going to talk about, now that we've got this thing assembled, we're going to talk about operations and doing our first print. So I pulled out the operations guide. Actually, that's one thing I do like about this is that it comes with actual books that you can kind of follow step by step. The illustrations are great. They kind of tell you exactly where to do. It shows you exactly where to go. I will warn you though, once you get to the software portion of this, it might be a little tricky because this printer has been around for a while, so I'm guessing that the software instructions might be a little out of date. I guess we'll see when we get there. All right, the first thing it does is it tells you to go to their website and download the Cura software. That is actually an open source CAD software, and it's their version of it, so it's free to use. And let's take a look. Here is the download link. We're going to download it for Windows. I've already went ahead and done that. Here's what your file's going to look like. It's about 154 megs, so depending on your internet speed, it should take seconds. I've also installed it. The install takes about, I'd say, 2.5 to 3 minutes. It unpacks a lot of files. So here is the Cura software, and it loads up their default design, which is the Rocktopus. Pretty good looking Rocktopus. Now that this is loaded up, the software tells us that we need to pick our machine, which I've already done, which is the Taz 6, and we need to choose our material. Here's a list of all the materials that you can use. There's a lot of stuff. I have the N-Gen material that came with it. They give you a fair amount of filament because I'm guessing I'm going to print 3 or 4 projects off of this filament. It looks like it's going to go quite a ways. So we're going to select our material. The other thing it says to do, we need to power the printer on. So I'm going to power the printer on and then plug in the USB. I will be right back. It looks like it sees my printer, which is good. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this model. So what you do is you select the model, and when you select the model, a lot of these options over here come alive. You can multiply the object, you can mirror the object, you can rotate it, you can change the scale, you can move it. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to do something crazy here. Let's change the scale. Instead of printing a 100% Rocktopus, let's print a 300% Rocktopus and see what that looks like. That is a big Rocktopus. Wow. It's going to slice it, and I think it's going to tell me how long it's going to take to print. Wow. If I printed a 300 time Rocktopus, it says my print time is 5 hours and 53 minutes. It says it right there. So I probably won't be printing a 300 times Rocktopus. Let's go back here to scale. What's 200 look like? 200, let's see what that says. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yikes. You know what? I think I'm just going to go with the standard. And that takes us down to 32 minutes. So it's going to take us 32 minutes to print this Rocktopus. So now that we've got our material selected and our design selected, let's go from the Prepare tab to the Monitor tab. Inside of the Monitor tab, it's going to give us some information here. In the operations manual, they tell us we need to preheat both of these elements. This will get our device up to the temperature we need to go to start printing. It will take a while to get up to that heat. I will let you know it won't start printing till it gets to the desired heat of the material. So you can hit preheat, and while I'm talking here, it's actually still warming up. But the second you hit print, it also continues the warming process and goes through the beginning process. So what I'm going to do is, since all this is set, I'm going to go ahead and start for my first print and just hit start, and let's see how it goes. We'll see you on the other side. Alright, so now the printer has cooled down sufficiently, and I'm going to remove what we printed. I am using the included scraper. It looks like a butter knife from your kitchen. I think I'm probably going to look for a better tool than this, because I don't want to gouge or scar my printer up. So here we go. We're going to try to take it off for the first time. Alright, let's get it up under the... Oh, there we go. Alright. That was fun to watch it print. I will give you one more tech tip. Whenever you are trying to get these off of the plate, you should do your best to wait for the machine to cool down, because the cooler it is, the easier it is gonna be to get off of the plate. When it's still hot or still warm, I think this kind of adheres to it a little bit. So once this is cooled down all the way, it should be good to go. I wouldn't say it's a review because I haven't used it long enough, but my first impression of the Taz 6 from Lulzbot is that it was fun. It was pretty easy to set up. The software was pretty easy to use. You should watch videos like this one to kind of get an idea of what you're doing and how you're doing it, because like I said, the documentation inside of the manual is a little old. So I will say thanks for watching my video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and wreck that bell icon so you can see every time that I upload videos. Thanks a lot.